I have to know how to use the command. Ta-da! Hey, what's up, one of the nine? How's it going? Hi, Ian. Hi. Let's go to Venus. What's up? Naughty Gnome, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night. I should work on the project I attempted to work on earlier today, but I really want to work on my sweater. Kind of want to chill with some tea and knitting. The best darn chat around. And I am, just so everybody knows, I am also live on Livespace. Not that you're obligated in any way to go over there if you're already on Twitch, but that is also an option. You could, no, there's no way. If I start trying to do the stake, crocheting the stake, it summons y'all's goblin energy. That's all there is to it. You're watching Nomeo and Juliet, and now you should 100% be asleep right now, but ADHD brain is winning and you can't sleep. So you're trying all the things to make you sleepy. You got this. You'll get there. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, I don't know if I like this. I made a stream playlist. Maybe we should just listen to that. Okay. So I think I still need, this is supposed to be 2 inches of ribbing on this blouse. So I still need like this round and one more. Hi, Miro. How's it going? They are. Chickens just rule cream. Chickens rule everything around me. I got to figure out how I'm going to pull up Livespace chat. So I am actually broadcasting both to Twitch and Livespace. I need to start doing that more. They fixed it, or they say that they have improved it. And I'm happy about that because that's a big issue. You know, regrettably, obviously this is a first world problem. We are spoiled rotten by the low latency on a lot of streaming websites, the bigger ones like Twitch, and even YouTube's lag wasn't as bad, and that's kind of saying something. So I'm happy they're working on this stuff. You know, they really are making strides to make the experience better on Livespace. So if you're not following on Livespace, please make sure you make yourself an account over there, especially if you stream. You should do so. Not because we want to be like paranoid or whatever, but because you never know. And that way you have claimed your brand name there. Like, I don't plan on streaming on Kick, but I claimed my username there anyway. Yeah, grab your name before somebody else tries to be a butthead about it. They claimed sub-zero lag, but it's about 4 to 5 seconds behind, which isn't a big deal. Yeah. Thank you for hopping over there to take a look. Someone got your name on Insta. So mad. I mean, you know, sometimes it's just literally that you and one other person both have a name you like to use, but other times it's people being, you know, naughty. Hi, Tolkien, over on Livespace. Hi, Tolkien. Hello, Ms. Jinx and readers. What's going on? Insert read words here. Thank you for that first time reader chat, Winter. We have a video. When we have first time reader chats, we play the read video. Is Blapple here? I see you over there, Ian, on Livespace. We are live on Twitch and Livespace. I'm simulcasting. Alien. See, we've got 2 first time reader chats. It's a necessity because listen, hold up. Before you hit that follow button, hi, Veggie Zombie. Biz Jinx, I want to know what you were up to on stream. I love you. Thank you so much for the raid. I know you might need to raid and run because you probably have stuff to do in the morning. They are new friends. Excellent. Please watch this video before you hit the follow button. I beg of you. Because you might reconsider. There's like a lot of fart noises and rubber chickens around here. You might seem all chill and like I'm just hanging out and knitting and drinking tea right now. Just watch.
Freaking out right now. I'm fangirling. You have no clothes on. No. Get supported, nerd. No flipping way. You didn't do it. Thank you for the dollar bills for the kiddos. Thank you so much, everybody.
We talked about this. I mean, you can cook steak in a dryer, but do you want to? And when the fat renders off of the steak, does it create a fire hazard? I'm sorry, I'm a mother. I can't help but think about these things immediately. So this is a game to you guys, huh?
What? You're doing so hard.
There's people out here with reputations at stake.
Welcome. I'm 9. I'm called that because I'm missing half a finger. All right. I'll take it. If you watch the video first. Winter Waldos, thank you. Have I finally awoken? Were you in a fever dream? This is the kind of nonsense. Look. This Ian and Naughty Gnome sent me this in the mail. Thank you. I like your name, by the way. I like your name, the Alien Algorithm. It's probably what's going on. I mean, let's be real. So this little thing, and I mean, it's so hard. Like people be like, what's with the steak in the dryer? Like what's with the steak in the dryer? I'm like, one of my children came down here one day. The clip is me responding to my middle child coming into my office while I'm live and announcing that he just saw that you could cook steak in a dryer on the internet. I'm like, as a restaurant professional of a quarter century, I do not think that is advisable for so many reasons. It's not going to yield a delicious food item. Middle child. Ha! You also made the mistake of having more than 2. Yeah, well, that last one, she's my sweetheart. She's my little sweetheart. She is everything I could have hoped for and more, and she's everything I can handle and more. And I love her to the bottom of my toes. And I wouldn't change a thing about being her mama. But yeah, she has her days. We were playing a board game earlier tonight. We were playing Sorry Sliders. And we realized we had been playing it wrong. And she did not like that we were changing the way that we kept score. But yeah, middle kiddo goes, Mom, do you know you could cook steak in a dryer? So this has been this meme in here ever since. And they sent me this, right? So the steaks didn't come. It didn't come with the steaks. Steaks not included. It came with batteries though. That's always nice. So this is how you turn it on. Beep. Ready. I'm ready. This is, so it's supposed to be like a combination, because it's like a toy for kids. You can buy one of them. It has water sounds. Oh, medium rare. Where's the frites though? They're done. Ding. Yeah. I do. I love it. It's the funniest. It might very well be the best gag gift anyone's gotten me. Delicious. You don't forget the reverse sear. It came with like a little toy iron and a laundry basket, and I was making jokes about hanger steak, skirt steak, flat iron, It's got a little ironing board. Ramona, I let Ramona play with it today, by the way.
Piece of candy. Ooh.
How many subs for a ride in steak dryer?
Okay, highly inadvisable to cook the steaks in the dryer. Even more inadvisable to place any part of yourself, let alone the entirety of yourself, inside of an appliance meant for washing or drying clothes. I know. I totally get it. And then that is true. Or twos. So then you have to buy 2 orders of 2 in order to have... Yeah, I feel you. And our family is just like all about odd numbers, I feel like. All of our birthdays. Thank you again, Ian and Naughty. Good night, Ms. Jinx. Would everybody do exclamation point night for Ms. Jinx? Thank you so much for bringing people over. Can I just shove these? Can I store them in there? No. Thank you for bringing people over, friend. I'm glad you got some stuff done. I'm sorry you found more Mothra larvae. Telling you, if you have a lot of wool yarn and you get those clothes moths, it's bad news. There are some things you can do to like try and prevent. But once they're there, it can be hard to get rid of them. I had a vintage wool women's business suit. It was so beautiful that I found for like next to nothing at a thrift store. It was gorgeous. It was in pristine condition. And at my apartment from before my husband and I got together, I ended up with an infestation. And they got to that outfit and I had to toss it. It was acrylic. Allegedly, there were some notes provided with the gifts from Naughty Gnome and Ian. Oh boy. My office is in need of cleaning again. See, I forget because, okay, so you guys sent it to my P.O. box. So you actually got to put a note. I forget when people send stuff to the PO box that there could be like a personalized note in there, because everything that comes from Throne has no note. It has a very generic note. The alien girl, TM, not the alien. Blind Fire, hello, over on Livespace. Thank you, Mira, for drawing my attention to that. I apologize if you've been over there for a minute. I am trying my best to keep track of 2 different chats right now, so thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in on Livespace. I hope you're well. The alien girl, TM. I feel real smrat right now. A gift for you. That was the Bean Boozled. This is the bag the FedEx stuff came in. This is so hard because so many of these... Okay, hang on. Okay. I think you'll need these. I don't remember seeing a note with the dryer. I knew there was one with them, and I read this one out loud. I mean, yeah, if you want to. Here, let me see if I can... One more time, let me look at this stuff, because... Okay, these are all... These were all thrown. I don't know if this was it or not. Yeah. That one might have come in a box, and I might have already ditched the box. Yours just said Kappa? Oh my god, I went through all that just for you to tell me it said Kappa? And actually, I think I might have read that out loud too and just forgotten because I'm me. You haven't been here long. That's good. Okay, I'm glad, because I don't want anyone to feel like they're not, receiving a response from me on Livespace. I'm kind of a squirrel. I can't believe it. I can't believe I just sat here for the last 5 minutes looking for that thing, and it said Kappa. What am I making? Your wife just got into crocheting and loves it. You used to knit and crochet yourself. If you're feeling like getting started back up again, you've come to the right place, because we love to bully people into doing their crafts again with love, gently. I am knitting a wildflowers blouse by a designer who goes by Poison Girls. And here's the link to it. Here's the link to it. I really love her designs because they're all like based on like kind of, pinup, vintage, like retro styles, but mostly like 40s, 50s, 60s. but they're very size inclusive. I would not call them beginner patterns, however. I would say you need to have been knitting for a little while. You need to understand some stuff like stuff for knitting in the round and... Oh, thank you. All right, I need to just do it right now. I'm so bad at this. Maybe I should make the soon command a stream elements, because then you would be able to help me with it, because I just cannot stay on top of it.
Sir, the osometer has been
Kigo,
overloaded.
just
Set
like
the alert
Kigo.
level to DEFCON 5.
Kigo.
Please refer to the operations manual for further instruction.
Hi, Kigo. Thank you so much. That's so kind. It's very generous. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. How you doing tonight, Kigo? I hope you're well. So actually, it's funny that you mentioned crochet too, because blind fire. I'm mostly crochet here. I've always said Kigo, and I thought that's what I was told, but I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. I love pinup style. Blind fire. On Live Space. We do have some folks on Live Space. So if you hear me talking to someone over on Twitch, if you hear me talking to somebody over on Live Space, no, you're not hallucinating. No, someone hasn't blocked you, most likely. You're all right, right? Feeling a little sick right now, but okay. Hey, I'm glad you're in here and hanging out with us. Maybe we can help you feel a little bit, even better than you already do. And I really appreciate you, friend. It's very kind of you. And Kigo just casually getting that number 3 bit badge. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I wasn't feeling too hot over the weekend. I feel you. I'm much better now. Your dragon is coming along. Let's go, Mickey. That's awesome. I can just call you Pyro. Great. Thank you for letting me know. Naughty Gnome. Thank you for lurking on my space. I super appreciate it. Also, all of you, I just wanted to comment. I went in and I was doing some more stuff with my videos on YouTube because, like, I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't realize I was like, oh man, I need to have like subscribe button at the end of videos and the cards, and I don't know. I mean, like, I need like YouTube kindergarten or something. So I'm working on it, right? And so I'm having to go back and like put that stuff into all my old videos. And there's like TubeBuddy that you can pay for to be able to do this in bulk, but I'm not doing that. I will just suffer and do 137 videos worth of going in and manually adding suggested video, playlist, and cards. Unless anybody can tell me a faster way, because you can't batch edit that. Regrettably. Pretty stupid, if you ask me. You can't even, when you're in YouTube Studio, you can't even just say, like, I want to go to the next video. Take me to the next video in this list of videos that I'm looking at. You're staying up late to work on server maintenance right now, and it's giving you a headache on top of feeling nauseous. It's just a blast. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Does ginger help at all with nausea for you? I find sometimes ginger can help with nausea for me. Batch edit YouTube videos to have an ending screen with, how you can put like, watch this video now. Not for you. You hate ginger and you are one. So that would be cool if that was an option, but your wife has crocheted a few headbands lately. Nice. Hey, Makawaka, how you doing? It's nice to see you. Thanks for coming in over on Twitch. But I was in there and doing stuff on YouTube, and I noticed that one of my recent VOD uploads had more views than usual, so that's good. That means that, maybe the algorithm is starting to pick some of it up. I mean, I hardly can imagine why a random person off of the virtual internet street would, click on a VOD if they're not already familiar with my content. But hey, whatever. Who knows? Could have been something specific in that video that was of note or interest. I do get a little nervous sometimes. I'm like, what does that mean? Is somebody, doing something nefarious? If it's unusual activity. But I looked and I didn't see any weird comments or anything like that. And then I went ahead and was adjusting some other stuff, just trying to make playlists and have videos lead to playlists and things like that, because that's like what professionals do and all that junk. But I did notice also that we're at 450 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you guys so much, everybody who has subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, please feel free to do that. It is a freebie to help support me because we're trying to get monetized over there, and this is my full-time occupation. It's what I do for a living. She even put bows in them, Pyro. They turned out really good. Awesome. We made a headband, a Tunisian crochet headband the other day, and I started another one because I can't stop making stuff from TL Yarn Crafts. I really love her. She does a lot of stuff with Tunisian, which is fun. You can even Tunisian can actually look an awful lot like knitting. There's a Tunisian knit stitch that resembles knitting very closely. It looks a lot like a knit stockinette. Peppermint is known to settle tummies and nausea. Also, smelling like an alcohol wipe relieves it too. I didn't know that. A cup of coffee actually helps with your nausea, which may or may not be why you're up at 1 a.m. local time. You got to meet TLYC in person just before COVID. Really, Naughty Gnome? She's so great. You don't think there's a way to batch at previous setting screens, but you believe you can set a default one for future ones, so you can just click this one and add easily. Ooh. I have a bunch of scheduled uploads. I'll have to look into that before all of those go up, because I'm trying to get all of my VODs, they disappear from Twitch after a while, even if you have Turbo, even if you're a partner. They only store them for, I think it's like a max of 90 days, and they'll eventually expire. And then once they're gone, they're gone. And you can't ever get them back unless you save your broadcast. You'll look at your thing real quick and see if you can see it. Sure. Hi, Ghost. You gonna lurk for a bit? Will you make your head hurt more? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but hey, I appreciate your desire to power through and understand it, but also don't forget to take breaks and make sure you're doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay, friend? I know you know that's important, but it can be easy to put it to the side, but thank you, Kiko. Can we get a shout out for Kiko, please? And if you're working on stuff for your YouTube channel, I would love to send people to your YouTube as well. Gotta pay the bills, I do understand. I do understand. Somebody's like, oh, did you say hydrate? So does your, Pyro, does your wife make crochet stuff just for fun, or does she do like craft fairs or anything like that? You love coffee so much, it's your blood type. Oh my God, same. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Welcome in. Okay, I'm going to do one more round of ribbing before I switch to... And this is just knit 2, purl 2, K2P2 ribbing. So funny story, right? I learned crochet when I was 7. Dr. Pepper is your blood type. Kind of bubbly. when I was 7, my mom's friend taught me to crochet. And I was, on and off again through the next 4 years or so. I would pick it up and play around with it and do stuff with it. And then, I'd set it to the side for a while and I'd come back to it. And I enjoyed it, but it was like kind of something I would just do to like keep my hands busy. I didn't always necessarily like have like a finished project at the end of it. Fast forward to, basically I found I started playing music in 5th grade, and then I started doing theater in 8th grade. And so I just really didn't have a whole lot of extra time in my schedule as a tween and a teen for like just kind of hobby crafting and stuff like that. I did a lot of visual art. I did a lot of, I did all the music. I was in the choir. I played violin, piano, bassoon, cello. I did tons of live performances. I did summer theater intensives. I auditioned for conservatory acting programs. Regrettably, I got into my first choice, but they didn't give me financial aid. So after the disappointment of kind of not really going where I wanted to with my acting career, I decided to take crocheting back up again in my early 20s. And I started going to this local yarn store. I was like, what's with this bias toward knitters? I was like, there's nothing in here for crocheters. I was like, well, fine, local yarn store. I'll teach myself how to knit. I'll show you, fiber nerds. Get wrecked. And I taught myself to knit with pictures and words, no videos. You'll send me your YT and DMs instead of here. Don't worry. It's okay. I totally understand. I can respect that, Kigo. I just appreciate you. And, I like helping people who have done a lot for us and for our charities. So, Kigo, you rock. I'll be honest with you. The stuff people do for our charities, it goes a real long way with me. Of course, I appreciate support for the channel deeply, but you were in orchestra. I've been playing the violin for like 13 years now. Yeah, and we saw the really cool present for your sibling. Violin's a beautiful instrument, but I wasn't very good at it. She has bad anxiety. Aw. She started doing it as a hobby. You're sure if she gets better at it, she'll do it to sell. Oh, cool. Not that people should always feel pressured to monetize everything. Have a hobby and just do it for fun. We don't have to want to make money off of everything we do. If you want to sell your stuff, you should. But there's sometimes I feel like this tendency to be like, oh, you're good at something, you should make money at it. Well, maybe they don't want to. Maybe they want to keep that separate. She has bad anxiety, so she was looking for something to do to keep her mind at ease. Yeah, well, you know what, Pyro, there's it's funny. I just every day I fall platonically in love with Elise Myers just a little bit more. How are you guys in your freaking hydrates? This is herbal tea. Okay, look. It's yogi tea. I don't know if it says what type it is. It's yogi tea. I guarantee this has no caffeine. It's a turmeric honey chai. It has no caffeine. A9. Has anyone... What is happening? Oh my gosh. Tashwin. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Tashwin. Okay. What else am I missing? Tinking back your knitting due to cat interference. Oh no! Soft lurking, no worries, Amanda. I totally get that. I do it all the time. I was doing it in Kim's channel earlier. I talked for a little while in there, but then I was sitting here and working on something. You sent that message and you got up to make a snack. Don't worry, Lotus. How are you? Hi, Emerald. Lotus is here. Emerald's here. The whole gang is here. What's up, Nitro? I was just thinking about you. You've seen on a menu, I show you chicken. It's a soy sauce chicken. Yum. There's a hydrate, redeem, and check pin message. Okay, I did those things. You've only ever sold one thing you've knit. Sounds delicious. What you knitting? Yeah. It is a cute blouse. I like her designs. I like the style. I'm not into dressing up all that much, but when I do, I like the pinup style. I think it's like cute and flattering for a lot of body types and feminine without being, for me anyways. I can still dress modest and I totally have respect for people's choices when it comes to their fashion. Not trying to say, I just typically prefer to be a little bit more modest with my clothing. Depends. Yeah, if she wants to sell, fine by you. If not, that's fine too. Whatever she chooses to do is up to her. Yes. Understand. You're supportive either way. Your mental health is poor, so you play video games for your hobby until you can get a yard, and then you want to get back into gardening again. That's something we're going to be doing here real soon. Chat was busy making sure my throne gift list did not feel neglected the past month or so. I had a birthday on January 29th, and then we celebrated 1 year of Twitch partner. And now we're working on YouTube partner. I'm starting to think about some stuff to do with like content scheduling, which is it's kind of a big step for me because I've never really like had like, you know, we do special events here on Twitch and all that, but I've always said like, hey, look, I have a life with, you know, small-ish children. Well, you know, they're in school now. And while it's not like I have like a ton of extra free time outside of the time they're out of school, I think it's time for me to put on my big girl pants and start devoting a day of the week to recording, uploading, editing, at least one day of the week while they're at school to that. Where were cross-stitch hoops when you were fixing clothes years ago? So convenient. Oh, yeah, I never thought of that. I show you as in I'll show you, yeah. Well, yeah, I was, you know, look, I don't like to poke people. As a broadcaster, I feel like it might be too easy to interpret that as, hey, you haven't been coming to stream and I want viewership, right? Which would never be the reason I would DM someone to check on them. But I noticed you weren't around much, and that could just be to do with school and stuff. I know you're busy. I'm not going to bother you. But those of you that are regulars, when you're not around, I notice. And that's not meant to point that out in any kind of negative way. It's to say, you are part of my life. You know? And I know it wasn't you to do the hydrate. It's all good. I'm happy to see you, Nitro. I know I give you a hard time when you're being trolly, but we care about you. I was raised by a New Yorker. Teasing in my family was love. So if somebody's being, as my dad would say, if you're gonna be a punk ass. You're good, Amanda. I'm trying to be good natured about it, especially after the emergency room trip. I was like, you gotta let people try to help you take care of yourself because you're not very good at remembering some of this stuff. It's okay. What's up, Mason? How's it going? You think of it as a friend checking up on another friend. Well, true, but again, I just... I think one thing we have to realize, particularly if we are professional, like full-time content creators, is like we do build relationships with our communities, and some people we do become closer to than the general member of chat, but even, you know, someone who maybe we haven't had like private conversations with and stuff, we have genuine concern and care, but we also need to make sure that we're not veering into like parasocial territory too often. That's an easy thing for people to do. You figure if people don't want to have people use the redeems, they won't put them out there to be used, or they'll set the cooldowns longer or limit redeems. Exactly. I have made that redeem less. You can't do it as often, only because there are literally I almost can't count, and I don't necessarily tell you guys every single time. But folks, I've had 3 children. And sometimes y'all like to hydrate me a bunch of times and then make me get up and do stuff like jumping jacks. And I'll just let you know right now that may it may necessitate a wardrobe change. Okay? You know what I'm saying? All right? I'm not about that life. I need to remember to get up and go use the restroom more often, probably. Catching your drift says let's go. Yeah, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So it's okay. I'm not embarrassed to talk about that. It's a normal thing that a lot of women go through after they have babies. Do your Kegels, chat. But yeah, it is good to check up on people, but I do think, and that goes for everybody, not just people who have a uterus. Okay, they're good for everyone. You'll admit that when you were 16, you peed your pants full on while walking for dinner back to your hotel in Boston. It happens. After the last couple of years, you can agree with me. Your control sucks. Sneeze too hard. A wardrobe change time. Exactly. I love you, Emerald. Big hugs to you, my friend. Yeah, it stinks. How are you? How's your hubby? Man, you gotta stop tagging me in those patterns on Discord. I mean, don't stop tagging me. I'm like, dang it. I just bought a cat bus pattern. I gotta make the Hello Kitty Sailor Moon pattern. So excited for that one. You go to Pilates once a week now, and that is some Kegel work. Pyro, what kind of if you're still hanging out, what kind of games do you like to play? We play some Fortnite here now and again. And I used to run a game called Stream Readers, and I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I did. I asked Brad about Project Arena, and he said they are planning on bringing it back. I wonder, can we play Project Arena with live space people? I can't imagine why not. There's too much hate in the world, so if a streamer notices you're not in stream for some time and takes the time to DM you, it makes you feel better that there are so... Aww. True. But also, you know, again, I think, unfortunately, not only are there people on the receiving end of something like that who will take that to mean that the person is showing maybe not the type of interest that they're attempting to show, that are going to, like, misinterpret it as romantic or whatever. Like, well-adjusted people... generally are going to realize that's not what's going on unless the person is doing that and makes it crystal clear. But I've heard people talk about like, hey, you know, I thought that I could have this type of exchange and it led the person to believe I was interested in them as a partner, and that was not the case. And then on the other side of that, I've even seen stuff too where people have purposely done that, and you know, not personally witnessed it like in my community or anything like that, but I've seen, you know, stuff floating around on the internet about, you know, people purposely manipulating people into thinking that there was a chance for something like that to happen in order to gain more financial support from them, which is really gross. Not to mention if you do it with the wrong person and then they eventually have to be let down. Again, not that anyone is ever asking for anything like this, or should be blamed for it. The inappropriate behavior that results. It's not like, again, I'm not saying that anyone should do anything like stalker-ish or anything like that, but I think that can be one result, and again, not appropriate. That's also a terrible choice. Oh, absolutely, shame on them. Well, right. You just got into Fortnite a few months ago. You love the rocket racing. You play all sorts of types of games. Very cool. Yeah, regardless of which direction it's going in and all that, it's not cool. But regrettably for some folks, they crave that control over others, and they'll stop at nothing to get it. For some people, it's not even about money at all. It's just literally knowing that if they snapped their fingers, the person would do what they told them to. Weird. I don't want to tell anybody what to do. I don't even know who let me have kids. We were just talking about Emerald. I was saying that I had thought about what Nitro was up to, and was hoping that they were okay, and thinking about how I hadn't seen them in a minute. So I like to respect people's space, and I like to make sure that I am not crossing boundaries or acting in a way that sets an unhealthy example. That's basically the TLDR. So sometimes when I haven't seen somebody for a little while, I will comment when they come in, and I don't want them to feel self-conscious. So I hope Nitro doesn't feel like we're talking about them for too long now. But I think it's important to say, hey, I'm happy to see you here. I hope you've been well. What's been going on with you? Oh yeah, we're live on Livespace as well. I can't put Livespace chat on the screen with like a transparent background yet. I think that's something they're working on. I know they have some integrations, but not with Restream yet. Your partner and you met in a web community years and years ago. You were very clear on your about your intentions after you'd been friends for a while. Right. You'll have been living together 20 years this coming June, but that's so rare to have happen online. Thank you, Emerald. And Miro, thank you guys for letting everyone know on Twitch. There will be a 3-minute ad break coming up in about 2.5 minutes. If you're not subscribed to the stream, you can support the channel by staying through that ad break. So speaking of, I am going to step away and use the restroom since we were just talking about that. They're also working on an Android app, please. Because a lot of people, myself included, I want to be able to go and check out other Livespace creators. I'm on Twitch mobile all the time. I watch, I want to say maybe about 50-50 on my phone and on my computer. Yeah. Adds in 3 me farts. Relieve that bladder. The stuff we talk about in here. I really am, though. I'm very happy about the changes on Livespace. I think they're heading in the right direction for sure. And I had a very nice conversation with one of the co-founders, with Todd, and it was really wonderful. And if any of you are broadcasters, and like for example, if you already do like YouTube and Twitch, if you're trying to like expand into other platforms, I really encourage you to give Livespace a try. It's pretty awesome. Nice, tight-knit, small community for now, but growing. And the cool thing is, so for one thing, they just rolled out this feature, brand new feature. Every single person with the Livespace account now has this. If you've like set it up as like a streamer account and you've connected your socials already, then you have this link And when you click on that, it's an auto-generated. So as long as your stuff in there is up to date and accurate and everything, it's an auto-generated link in bio that starts with your live space, has your Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and if you want whatever official website, any site that you put in there. And then directly below that, it shows your fourth wall shop offerings. I'm just saying. Pretty cool. All right, ad break incoming. I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you so much for staying. And again, if you haven't yet, just doesn't hurt. It's free. Go make an account over there on Livespace. And if you feel like dropping a follow while you're over there, I'd really appreciate it. But especially if you broadcast, claim your username there before somebody else does. FOMO.
Yes.
That's right, get wrecked, Cancer!
Wait. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Clip this.
Buttspot is not explainable. Your wife loves fart humor too, so you're used to it. This is for your wife. Please clip that and make sure you send it to her. That was perfect. That was perfect. Right at the end. Next order of business.
Home from work and ready to stab some duders. Yeah, teal appeal. Oh, get hyped to stab some duders. Yeah. Yes. No.
Okay, bye, 9.
Tuna. What? Like you wouldn't do the same thing, Tuna. Okay.
He's rezzing
Oh my
his
God.
friend.
Oh my God. Help me. Ugh. Tell me you wouldn't do the same thing.
There's a rift to go. Hell yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on, White Wolf. Come on, White Wolf. Come on. Come on, White Wolf. Come on. Come here, little White Wolf. Come here, White Wolf. I got a tree. Yes. Yes.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for staying through the ads. I have to figure out. Okay, I need the instructions for the medium size of this blouse. Increase round, we do knit one, make one, M1R. What does that mean again? Oh God. Knit to first stitch before marker. So I have to mark the back of this piece at 98 stitches. Let me double check that. Yeah, 98. So before I go any further, well, here, I should put these on here. Look at these really cute point protectors. Aren't these ridiculously adorable? Little chickens. I know, make one right, but I always forget exactly what that means. Did you hear about the crow who does charity? Oh, God. And thank you, Miro. You love it here on LiveSpace. You've been to all sorts of platforms, and this one feels the most promising for you. It squawks at you a few times. It's for a good cause. I just forget what make one right means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oop. Oh, man. Oh, I think I screwed up. Well, we'll find out. Live space. What? 2, 4, 6, 8. Why do I keep skipping the 6? I just went 74, 78. Why do I keep doing that? I do that. I've always done that when I'm trying to count by 2s. Pick a bridge with left needle back to front, knit the stitch. What's the bridge? Is that like... Hold on. Is that... down here in between the stitches, like where the strand goes underneath of each. Okay. Thank you, Naughty Gnome. 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm counting out loud. I'm sorry. If anyone else, if this is going to mess you up, I apologize. Just mute me or turn the volume down or whatever you got to do. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I try not to count out loud, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Okay, I did it that time. I got worried for a second. 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90. See? 92, 94, 96. I was 6 stitches. I was wrong by like 6 stitches. And now I feel like I have to count it again. Oh, Kigo. Hey, just life happens. Don't beat up on yourself too much, okay, friend? 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Now I get it. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Oh, thank you for following on Livespace, Tashwin. 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, 90, 92, 94, 96. Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to do it 98. But at least that was right. So now I know I can just move this over 2 stitches. Okay. Yay! You can count to almost 100. Ooh, I actually want to keep this on here. Take this off because I have to change needle sizes now. So this is a size 3. Right? Oh, wait. No, this isn't what I need. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't accidentally use this. This is a size 4. And it's like a way short cable. I would have been so mad. Look, it's easy to get this wrong. Yeah. If you're like a preschooler. Okay. This. And then, okay, so it's saying knit 1, make 1 right. With pick up bridge with left needle back to front. So you're going underneath from the back like this. Now, do we knit through the front leg? I would assume. Typically, it would specify. That's a pain in the booty. That is a pain in the booty. Knit to 1 stitch before marker. Make 1 left. Knit 1 SM. Repeat once to end of round. 4 stitch increase per round. This is the first round of increases in stockinette. Am I pushing? What are you talking about? I'm not pushing anybody's buttons. You guys are the ones that push the buttons. You guys are the ones that push the buttons. You're the button pushers. I make the buttons and then you guys push them. You're a button. How dare I say that this is easy? Okay, this is the hardest thing anyone has ever done in the history of things. I have heard people say, they're like, it's witchcraft. I don't know how you guys do it. Is SM literally just slip marker? But okay. Knit one, make one right. Knit to first stitch before marker. Make one left. Knit one, slip marker. Repeat once to end of round. 4 stitches increased. That sounds like... Ooh, slip marker, knit one, make one right. I get it now. This always messes me up, man. It always messes me up. Just admit that I never. I won't even read that word. I'll ban it from my chat. So you're making, is it make one right? Does that just mean right leaning? I forget if it's like right leaning increase versus left leaning. Like you're trying to get the increase to lean a certain direction, right? It's true. This is true, Miro. But you know, we just look, I'm a parent, we're used to it, we're pack animals. It's just how it goes. You do get used to having to carry a bunch of junk around with you everywhere, especially when they're little. You need like diapers and wipes and bottles and formula if you're formula feeding, and you know, something to change them on the floor of a restroom that doesn't have a changing table in a pinch. I used to have a little travel thing for that. When they get older, you need sippy cups and snacks and a couple of toys, and need some kids' books and crayons and paper in case the restaurant doesn't have crayons. And oh my God, a little tiny first aid kit, because if you're at the park and they get a boo-boo, you got to put a Band-Aid on it, or else they're just going to want to go home. And, you know, it's just normal stuff. I almost kind of miss having a diaper bag, like a baby bag. Kids are too much work. Yeah. You do get a lot out of it. It's not for everyone, though. I really do truly believe that. It is perfectly okay to come to the conclusion that you do not want children of your own. And lots of people who decide they don't want kids work with kids. They just choose to devote, like to direct that energy to a profession involving children, but they don't want any kids of their own. You have to be a CVS or a Walgreens, yes. Basically a walking drugstore, restaurant, rest stop. And then, like, when they fall asleep, you got to make sure they're covered up. So, like, if you have a stroller, you need to have one that has, like, a canopy so they don't get a little sunburn on their face, because you're not going to be sitting there trying to put sunscreen on their face while they're napping. But you need to carry the sunscreen in there in case you find a fountain and they get wet. There's just all kinds of things. How have you missed 1 hour of this? I have a funny feeling, RC, that, I don't know. I can't confirm. I can neither confirm nor deny that when we do send the feed through like Restream, that they might conveniently accidentally not be sending out some of the notifications. Maybe, I don't know. You also have to have lots of junk in your truck. Yeah, we I mostly wore our kids and had like a big bag, because the thing is, like, even when they're really little, you like just dealing with okay, I need to dealing with a stroller on the bus, because that's how I got around mostly when they were little, is not fun. Make one left. So now are you To make one left, pick up the bar between the stitch you knit and the one you're about to knit, bringing the needle from front to back. Huh? Did I do the first one wrong? No, I did it right. Pick up the bar between the stitch you knit and the one you're about to knit, bringing the needle from front to back. Okay. And wait, I'm not supposed to be doing this yet. All right. What in the world am I doing right now? Okay. I need to knit to one stitch before marker. Okay, because I was like at like the, like I said, this one you go like this, but then you go through the back. Yeah. Okay. And then we repeat that set of instructions. So we knit one, we come from the back to the front, and we go through the front. No, I split the yarn. Come on now. Stamp it. All right. 40 minutes of not seeing it was you watching about the smoke shops in Disney parks. Wait, what? Fix the cat yawn chaos. Lost 4 rows of work, but it could have been worse. Yeah, you probably were smart enough to just do like a lifeline or something, huh? Man, the 3-page essay you just wrote to explain why you're doing a wipe and rebuild of the Discord has had your fingers hurt. Has made your fingers hurt. Ha ha ha. But you think you're going to go to bed. You do have a question though. Is there a good site/service to use for your social links? You don't know much about that stuff. So Kigo, I was just saying, if even if you don't plan on streaming there a lot, Livespace has just rolled out a thing where they have like an automatically generated link in bio. Linktree is free to use, but some of their features are behind a paywall. There's a few other sites that people use for that kind of thing. And I know Fourth Wall wasn't Fourth Wall going to introduce something like this as well? Oh no, I just started ribbing. No. How far back? How far back do I have to tink? This is called tinking. Do you know why? Because the word tink is the word knit backwards. Get it? I did. Well, also just, you see the stitches and you go, that's where I'm supposed to purl. Like, you just... But I'm supposed to be doing... Okay, good. I did stockinette on all these other stitches. It takes a little while, but you do start to be able to recognize pretty quickly, what type of stitches, even when it's the row directly after the ribbing and you've started stockinette, you can kind of tell. Because they all should have little V's right directly below the, Yeah, good. And I did my increases, so now I'll need to do another... left, make one left, a left leaning, right? Yeah. Another left leaning increase. I wouldn't go for that plan. They have like a basic. That's not their basic plan, is it? Linktree is fine for 99% of individuals in your opinion. It's a single link for all your other links. Yeah, not sure how you monetize stuff on Linktree. I think that's for like businesses that have socials, probably. I don't know. What's up, Allie? How are you? Yeah, the Livespace one is very clean looking. If you want to look at mine, Kigo. It's just live.space/@9.5, just like it is here on Twitch. And they did that for me. All I had to do, I already had all of those accounts linked to my live space. Yeah, Miro just put it in the chat. What is happening here? Did we lose? Oh, I see. I get it. We didn't lose it. It's just over here like this. It's because I'm simultaneously attempting to change from ribbing to stockinette, do increases, and switch needles. It's needle sizes. No big deal. It's fine. What else? Should we throw some Intarsha in there? My Twitch isn't on it. Maybe they don't want you to put your Twitch on there. It does show that you're live when you click on it, though. That's interesting. Let me take a look. Does Livespace work if you don't stream, though? Because you're looking at a link/page/service for your designing and content creation. Because you don't really plan on streaming anytime soon. You got a lot of other stuff on your plate. Got it. Then Linktree would probably be the best suggestion I could make for you. Good night, Amanda. Would everybody say exclamation point 9 nice with for Amanda, please? In chat on Twitch. Many don't know the RC in your username is roller coaster. You're a theme park enthusiast, though out of date as 3D printing took a lot of time. So you follow a bunch of accounts online. I thought it was radio control. Know people who work in the parks and industry. Watch a lot of videos and media on it. Reading parks and coasters, etc. So one of the accounts had a thing about the smoke shops at Disney. But I mean, are we talking about like 420? What are we talking about here? Yeah, Kigo, I would probably go with Linktree. But I don't think you need the premium. I think I signed up for like the $5 a month version or something. I don't remember why, but there was some feature I wanted that I didn't have. Oh, I was going to look at LiveSpace and figure out if there's a place to put your Twitch in your profile. My profile. Edit profile. Yeah, no, they don't. Social links. LiveSpace, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Discord. Twitch is nowhere to be found. What if I just put my Twitch link in the Facebook field? Ooh, that's a good point. It said Tashwin followed and that was it. And now it's telling me to edit my profile. What is happening? And now it's in light mode. Oh, LiveSpace, why? Thank you, Ian. I see you over there. LiveSpace, why do you do this? No, there's no other. So it just shows official website. I feel bad putting that in there. It's not really an official website. Let's see if it'll even let me do that. Save. Refresh. Oh. No, I don't want to change my profile picture. Why do you do this? There we go. Thank you, Ian. Oh yeah, definitely first world problems. And also some people need light mode. Not picking on you if you use it. I just personally prefer dark mode. Some people cannot see dark mode at all. Accessibility. But for some people, light mode really hurts their eyes. So, you know, it's good when both are offered. I changed it. Let me click on it if I can get back up to it. Haha, yeah, it worked. Let's see what you made happen this month as a subscriber of 9.5. What happens when you click this? Your January recap. Let's check out what you achieved together in January. 9.5 streamed for 5 days, 4 hours. Jesus. Top channel emotes: 9po love, 9po hyping, 9po party. 9.5's community used 9po love emote 31,083 times in chat. That's because we spam it with the commands. Chats sent in channel 53,776. Dang. 32 streams. 61 total months subscribed because you're automatically subbed to yourself. Here's to making more memories together as a community. I've never clicked on that before. Yes, offering both is important. Light mode is like staring into the sun for me. I mean, I don't know. That could be a thing you like. But don't do that. Please. Please don't do that. Came home to a box full of Girl Scout. What? Please tell me that they're Thin Mints, so I can be like, that's okay, you can have them. Even Thin Mints, which like I don't like mint all that much in desserts. Like I don't hate it. You know, if I go to somebody's house and they're like, ooh, the birthday party, it's the birthday guest's favorite thing is chocolate with mint, and they offer me a slice of cake that has chocolate and mint in it, I'm not gonna be like, no thanks. Yeah, I like Samoas. Those are my favorite. I love coconut. People don't realize it's actually bad for your eyes to look at things in the dark, so they go, I want dark mode for everything, and turn off the lights in the room, and that's worse for you. You want to try Girl Scout cookies. So Allie, it's interesting, right? Like, they're good. Don't get me wrong. Are they? It's that we can only get them this time of year. You can't buy them unless you stockpile them. They're not accessible to you. Like for like 10, maybe even like 11 months of the year. I don't know how long they're allowed to sell them for. So it's like a scarcity thing for sure. They're good. Don't get me wrong. I love them. You don't like coconut, Samoas, tagalongs, and then Thin Mints in that order. Are the tagalongs the chocolate-covered shortbread ones with the peanut butter? Those are incredible. They're so good. There's also like a peanut butter cookie that had like, it was like a sandwich cookie with peanut butter filling. And then there was also trefoils, which were just the plain shortbread. But this is a long time ago, and they may have changed some of the names. I have no idea. Publix stocks Girl Scout cookies regularly? Really? Rexef. The kinds made with real Girl Scouts they all superior. That's because there's only 2 bakeries and they need most of the year to stock up for the season. Also, fun fact, the cookies are different between the bakeries. This is true because I've seen, we used to go to Publix all the time when I was a kid in Florida. Yeah, that's interesting. Cookies are different between the bakeries. All right, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Make one left, which is the version where we go into the stitch like this, but then we go like, I've always just kind of like sort of just, you know, just finagled it right over her. No, stop that. You stop that. You. Oh my God. It doesn't want to do it. It hates me. There we go. And then one more knit stitch. And now we have successfully removed all the stitches from the smaller needles used for the ribbing. So I can take that. You did an intermediate knitting thing. You're mildly competent at knitting. Okay. Now, so that was the last stitch of that round. This is going to begin the next. All right. The next 5 rounds, rounds 2 through 6 are just knit and stockinette, which I know some people don't like, repetitive stuff when it comes to crafting, right? Like they don't want to just sit and do knit stitch only for like 5 rounds. I dig it. I don't have to think now. The synths and the music are great vibes. You know, it's hard because, of course, quite obviously we have nostalgia for the times of our youth, right? About how big around is my yarn bowl? This one. I'm going to go ahead and say around 8 inches. Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have to think about it, and you can just kind of like mindlessly just go. Your link tree is set up. That was really easy. Holy cow. Plop it in the chat, Kigo. Please. Please, Kigo. Unless you think it's not, I know it's like a business. But like, what kind of services? Okay, how about this? What kind of services are you offering? Because you never know. There might be somebody in here looking for those types of services. There you go, Nitro. If you are over on Livespace, we are simulcasting, so I am streaming to Twitch. I've been a Twitch partner for a little over a year now. We've been streaming on Twitch for 5 years. How did you do that? That was a glitch. There was a glitch. I'm not drinking the water again. It was tea. It was herbal tea, but still.
I
Really want corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's corn. A big hunk of knobs. It has the juice.
Yeah, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Please. Please, Kiko, please.
It's corn.
Socials and t-shirt designing. Hell yeah.
I mean, look at this thing.
Oh no.
When I find it, I don't pay anything.
Coco, señorita.
You guys, come on.
La canción de mi gente
Oh, did that not work?
va así.
Right now, thank you very much. I need somebody with the humor. Hey! You always on the run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some. Doon, 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 do. Doon, doon, do, do.
Ooh, I was messing with some settings and I toggled that and I thought I toggled it back off. I am so sorry, Kiko. You're supposed to be able to do that. That's not your fault. I wouldn't have told you to drop a link in chat if we don't allow hyperlinks. Hang on 1 second. I am so sorry. I was looking at some moderation settings and I did adjust one thing. I increased the amount of time to be the same. Chatters without a verified email must have accounts older than 2 weeks. Chatters without a verified phone number must have accounts older than 2 weeks. It's not that you can't chat without those things, but your account has to have been established for 2 weeks. And where is the hyperlink? I'm so sorry. I really thought I toggled that back to... I realized I was like, no, wait. You delete posted URLs except for ones posted by you moderators, admins of VIPs. Oh, Lord. Not the Spice Girls. What's going on, Jaded Fairy? How you doing tonight? Okay. So, what was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh, yeah. I made a corn emote for you guys because you still love that corn redeem so much. There's an animated emote, and it's like a
I really like cold.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold. A big Vietnam with tattoos. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's cold. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. From the kind of the title anything.
Oh, that's so cute. You got new glasses today and just learned that you are, in fact, officially getting old. Your kitties have a corn kicker toy, and you sing that song every time they play with it. You've been on a bit of a sabbatical from most of the internet, given what all has been happening in your life between 4 or 5 D&D campaigns, multiple clubs, 3 online classes because your university sucks, a sleep schedule that's an affront to humanity, and your dad's stepdad's very expected passing from like 3 different sources of... Oh, dear Lord, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, boy. When Admiral B was a young Commodore 64... he needed an entire room to keep him cool, as his bits and bytes pushed the limits of computing. Eventually, he upgraded and always found a way to push memory and raw CPU power. What a legend. For those who might not have heard or saw, just a fair warning for anyone who joins your community Discord. It's going through a rebuild right now, so that's why it's very bare bones. Okay, Yarnia, thank you for the lurk. I do appreciate that. Hello, Anchored Albatross. How are you? First menopause and now presbyopia. Whatever that is. Presbyterian? What? What is that, Jade? I'm sorry. What is that? A young C64 is a VIC-20. I don't know what that means. You're too young for this, carp. But you're going to head out for the night. It's now 2 a.m., so take care. Kigo, have a great night. Thank you so much, friend. I wish you luck with all of your... with all that stuff with the Discord. There have been a couple of points in the past where I've thought, like, would it just be easier to make a whole new one and move everybody over there? Then someone complimented me on how mine's organized. I was like, oh, really? Okay. Before the C64, they made the VIC-20. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Kigo. I hope you have a great night. Get some good sleeps. Exclamation point, nice. Oh, yeah, so much. My Discord is very nice. There's doilies everywhere. Your internet went out during stream, so you had to end earlier than you wanted. You're still up, though, working on art for your first convention this weekend. Anchored Albatross, that's so cool. Congratulations. Thumbs up. Yeah, hey, I'm glad you were able to get that link tree set up quickly there, Kigo. And I look forward to hearing about all your stuff. Please keep us posted. Oh, so I was going to go in here and try and figure out if I can figure out what command, if this is in here. Do it for the kids. Where is the corn? Is that posting as me from GIFBot? Stream gifts. That's a channel points redeem. Wow.
I really like corn.
What do you like about corn?
It's cold.
A big hunk of knobs, it has the juice. I can't imagine a coffee in my face. It's cold.
I could tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. When I tried it with butter, everything changed. There's also the fact that your desktop PC has crumbled itself to near obsolescence and it was already suffering hard, given it's a 5-year-old trash HP pre-built. Hey, you know what? But did it at least do maybe not all the things you wanted it to, but enough of the things that you wanted it to like, you know? I mean, I get it though. Whoa, don't be slamming that pre-built. You have a pre-built and it's better than most people you know who custom built. Well, right, but not if it's like, it depends on what kind of pre-built though. Come on, Ian. I don't think Ian really is truly offended. It really depends on the pre-built. There are plenty of companies out there that make great pre-builts. And also, some people just don't have the time or the inclination to build their own PC. You can't see far away, so luckily you only have to wear your glasses when you leave the house. Oh, butt spot. Except you're near, so wait, what? Hold on. Presbyopia is when you lose close-up vision with age and need... Oh, makes sense. Wee. I'm glad you're here, ankled? Anchored albatross. And we have ads. Just finished planning Mario Day and have a few setup things to do. Look at you go. What's it like? Dude, I love that cyan ant dance emote. So cute. Except you're nearsighted, which apparently cancels out the presbyopia when your vision is not corrected. Near farted. Presbyopia fart. You can't see far away, so luckily you only have to wear your glasses when you leave the house. 9 is a custom model. You're not offended, you just don't like subtle hits on pre-builds. Luckily you got your BF hand-me-down PC, so you just have to upgrade eventually. Ankled. Blah, blah. You're not hating on pre-builds, you're hating on HP. Tell me you're tired without telling me you're tired. Shush! You're offended by that, though. It's not the first time. The welcome in the ankled. The ankled albatross. Goodness. Okay, this is the halfway mark of round 2 of this part of the sweater.
Ayo.
Bunch of troll. Thank you, Raven, for the ooh woo ayo. Both your laptop and your desktop are HP. Lamau. Forget bedazzled. I am biankled. It served you not well, but satisfactorily. Yeah. Satisfactorily. HP's higher end models are really nice. You have an HP Envy desktop and Envy laptop. Thank you, new job, and they're really amazing computers. Again, I used to work in the restaurant industry. I learned I knew way more than anybody had any business knowing about a lot of stuff to do with wine, right? Like unless like you're like a career sommelier. But people are real into their wine in the Pacific Northwest. So if you're a server, you kind of have to know about it. Even if you work at like a dive bar, they probably have like nicer wine than fancy restaurants in a lot of other towns in Portland. So I also worked at a really upscale fancy place in Colorado, and we had wine from Penfolds. And you can get cheap Penfolds. You can get entry-level wine from them that's like not expensive. And it's just, it's okay. It's Shiraz, usually. And then they have the stuff that like the restaurants keep under lock and key. How'd what steak go? Do you mean the one I was supposed to crochet earlier today and just completely gave up on getting anything done on it because chat was a bunch of very sweet, very cute, very adorable, very lovable chaos goblins, as it were. You're like, I was asleep. Like, can't believe me. It's funny, I do purposely choose songs marked as instrumental. I don't mind that this song has like a quick phrase that they sing in it at all. And I'm pretty sure they're saying same sun, as in it's this, and then he says it's the same sun. And every time I hear that, I think about like, okay, what do they mean by that? Do they mean the sun that we all see come up and go down every day is the same sun that has been coming up and going down, coming up, going down, coming up, going down, coming up, down, 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 blah, 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 blah. Since before we even existed. That's that thing that hangs in the sky that arguably, between that and water forming on our planet, that's it right there. Or is it like the sun that I'm under now is the same sun that how many people are under at any given moment, right? I mean, we're always orbiting around it, but we can't always see it. It's hard to explain that to kids, that the sun is always there. It doesn't go away. The moon is always there. It doesn't go, how come I can see the moon during the daytime? Well, typically it's a lot easier to see the moon at night, but it's always there. And just because you can only see half of it, like it only looks like half of it is there, that doesn't, it's just how the light is hitting it. Us? What? Chris? I don't know what we're talking about anymore now. 9 didn't even get to stitch early. Oh, because you were goblining. Yes. Oh no, your new monitor is Dell. Computers, not monitors. Monitors from Dell used to be really good. You have an older model and you love it. Yours a trashy old HP Pavilion. The Twitch website looks like it's actively tearing itself apart. Yeah, I think all 3 of mine are Acer. The Pavilion line isn't the best, so it's understandable. Hi, Hi, DJ. Your BF uses Acer and you like his too. Yeah, I think about this kind of stuff sometimes too with like what even is actually like a shadow. It's like, I mean, I know what a shadow is, but or like the idea that like that things are solid is actually not necessarily true. You're going to be in 95% eclipse zone. You're excited. Very cool. It would take us 8-ish minutes to notice if the sun disappeared. Kind of a disturbing thought. But yeah. Yep. It's pretty wild when you think about it. The chances of intelligent life forming probably like anywhere are obviously either so slim that we are extremely unique, or no one else has seen fit to want to communicate with us. Oh my goodness, Chris, that's a bit heavy. But probably very true. You actually don't think brand matters. All 4 of yours are generic Amazon monitors, and they're amazing. Even upgrading wouldn't be worth it. Just lurking as you're teaching yourself the U.S. states. Well, make sure you teach yourself about the state of denial, the state of depression. I'm just kidding. It's hard to find intelligent life, even here on Earth. Yeah. Now, you know what? I will say this. People, it's kind of fashionable to like knock the U.S. in general and sort of, you know, poke at a lot of things about it, you know, in a lot of ways, right? And certainly we've had our issues, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that could be better, and I'm hardly one to like, you know, try to stick up for us like we're some kind of paragon of humane treatment of our own or other people's, or, you know, like I realize there are very valid, very real points to a lot of that, but there's also, you know, quite a few places on Earth where a lot of really atrocious things are currently happening or periodically still happen. And those things don't necessarily happen here. So there is that to be said. And, you know, I believe that there's a lot of really decent people anywhere you go. There's also a lot of not so great people. I think that people here, unfortunately, are pretty wrapped up in a certain type of way of interacting with each other and the world. We can be very, we can assume that everyone has the same experience as us, but I mean, you know, also it's interesting. We're so interconnected now with the internet and everything, and people who are here as a result of their ancestors coming over from, you know, say Europe and stuff, or just about anywhere, but like particularly Europe, that have been here for a century or two. It's weird how we both, a lot of us just call ourselves Americans, but then some people are like, my family is from Ireland, but like if you talk to an Irish person, they're gonna be like, no, you're an American. And they're not denying that you, like, they're not trying to tell you you shouldn't claim your heritage in a way or whatever, but like you grew up in the States, you're not Irish. Like you didn't grow up in Ireland. You didn't grow up with Irish. You may have, your family may practice some of that still, but you had an American childhood. It's interesting. I think these things are interesting to talk about, but don't want to veer into like the territory where we, you know, often can spawn some little arguments here and there about You know, there's a lot of heavy stuff to do with people not liking each other on the basis of something as arbitrary as, you know, where they've come from without getting to know them first. It blows my mind. I'm like, you would want to be treated that way? Aliens, why do you want to go to that system? It's got humans in it. Yeah. You found some beautiful uniqueness on Twitch. Yeah, exactly. No one lives in Oklahoma. Third generation Canadian and English, Irish, German before that. You're a mutt, but you love your meat, potatoes, and Irish stew. Your mom makes right. Like, I'm not saying people shouldn't celebrate, you know, where their families have come from. I think that's cool. If you have that information available to you, you should look into it. You should go to those places and explore them and find out, you know, anything you can about the family members that came from there. But I think your lived experience is going to be pretty heavily influenced by like where you grew up. It doesn't mean that both of those things cannot coexist within you. But I think there's this tendency sometimes for people to be like, oh yeah, I'm Irish. And it's like, well, but you didn't grow up there. I'm Irish. I have Irish ancestry, but I would never go to Ireland and be like, hello, I'm also Irish. Like, I wouldn't like, I would be like, yeah, I have family who came from here and I'd love to see where they came from. But I'm not going to like try to like act as though I have some claim to the culture in any way other than that it is part of my ancestry. You're ginger enough to fake people out on being Irish. Like, and it is important to know where you come from to understand that stuff. Like, it especially now, see, I feel like the difference would be, like I said, this is for people who've been here for generations. Folks who are first or even second generation, you're a lot closer to the folks that came here, right? Your grandparents are the ones that came over, or your parents. That's a little different. Then you're growing up on like in a household where people did have those cultures and those traditions as part of their upbringing. That's a bit different to me. And I think it's also kind of difficult, you know, because for example, if you are, say, living in the States and your family came from, for example, the Philippines, like, yes, you go to school and talk to your friends about Saturday morning cartoons. You know, go to the mall. I'm thinking of things that I did as a kid, right? You might have a lot of those same experiences, but you're going to have a different experience at home maybe than your classmates. Your family might even speak a different language at home entirely outside of like out in public or at school. You know, just using this as an example, I did have some friends growing up whose parents were from the Philippines, or I had friends whose parents were from Korea or from Mexico. I had friends in Florida whose families, you know, who weren't even first generation, who were born in Trinidad or St. Croix or, you know, other places, and spoke French and English. And, you know, I don't know. Anyways, it seemed to me like there was always this sort of unfortunate fear for a lot of them of being constantly perceived either as like different, but by their families maybe either being too American or not American enough. And I'm like, man, that would be so hard. Like, that would be so difficult. How would you, you know, you might almost even feel like you had like a split personality, like a personality for when you're out with your friends or going to school or whatever, and then a different one at home. But I don't know because I didn't live through it, but I did have friends. And so, you know, I had a bit more of a window into it maybe than some kids do in the States if they don't grow up in an area with a lot of, you know, immigrant families and stuff like that. But yeah, like I told you guys, I had the friend who was from, whose mom was from Korea, and people would ask her all the time, like, where are you from? And she would be like, Iowa City. Every time I would be like, ooh, they asked her the question. Ooh, they asked her the question. I can't wait. Leanne, get them. Living in Florida definitely could. Yeah, for sure. So that's so different. Venus, South Florida, where I lived, was such a melting pot. It was totally normal to have friends. Again, so maybe it wasn't as big of a deal, for example, being like from Trinidad and St. Croix and all that stuff in South Florida, because there's so many families there. Cuba, Puerto Rico, and also a lot of people who come from the Northeast. So there was like a lot of my classmates were Catholic, they were Italian, or they were Jewish, and they were mostly Ashkenazi Jewish. Their families were from New York and New Jersey, and the grandparents retired to South Florida, and the children followed them down for whatever, whichever reason, right? Even Central Florida, right? But so being so close to one corner of the country, it's a similar thing, I think, in a lot of other border states. Particularly the southern border, being that there are so many smaller countries to the south of our southern border. There's not only like Latin America, but there's the Caribbean. And then there's like South America, which although they all, with, the exception of Brazil, and I think there might be like a couple other countries where Portuguese is the main language. All of these other, smaller countries down in South America also, they're not all the same. They don't, just because they all speak Spanish does not mean they're all the same, right? So yeah, Brazil, and there's, I think at least, is there more than one country in South America where they speak Portuguese? I can't remember. I'm terrible. Uruguay? That doesn't seem right. Don't think so. Only Brazil. But like, so yeah, there's, even within a huge country like Brazil, they're not going to have, people aren't going to all have, I just think that people want to paint everything in broad strokes. Humans a lot of times want these nice, easy to understand, like boldly outlined compartments to be able to put things into, because it makes processing all of that input of life and interacting with others and all of that, somehow less complex. But I also think it can be dangerous, but there are probably, like, for example, within a country or a region of a country, there's, some common experiences, and that can be a good thing. It doesn't have to be something that's a negative or that you're stereotyping people negatively. It can be something that unites people, and, they meet somebody who's from their same region of their country when they're traveling abroad, and they get to like bond over missing a particular type of food both of their grandmothers made, Human American, yeah. Easy to understand. Generalization is super common, yeah. You're a complete hybrid. Great gas mileage. Should have seen your face when you found out your dad's family originated from Southern Ireland. Literally only 3 generations from you. Yeah. And for some people too, Emerald, that information might be a revelation at this point, partly because, it could be that at the time, depending on where they came from and moved to and all that, sharing that information would have negatively affected their ability to, like, say, get a job, own property, depending. There was a lot of anti-Irish sentiment in the United States for a while. Like, literally there would be signs on businesses that said, it was basically telling Irish people and Black people to keep out or not to apply, and those particularly concentrated in certain areas, I think. But school night ? I took a nap earlier, but thank you. I do appreciate you looking out for me. I'm gonna try to get through this first round and get to the not this first round. I'm going to try to get through, let's see, what is it? We're on 1, 2, 3, 4. This is round 5. And I need to do rounds 2 through 6. So I want to stop before the increase round. So this is the second to last round. But thank you. I do appreciate you checking in. I actually had to take a nap this afternoon. There's been anti-everything sentiment, and well, yeah. I think that if you talk to people, though, Ian, you would find that there are varying experiences related to that. And certainly there is very real and very deep hatred and rules and laws and all kinds of stuff. The gerrymandering and everything. But again, we don't want to get too heavy into like any kind of a political discussion, just because I feel like this is a space that provides a lot of people respite from those troubling topics. Not because I think they're not worth discussing. They absolutely are, but it's hard. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to assume, based on their background or how they look, regardless of what that is, that they would automatically, mistreat anyone else or anything like that. And, I learned that lesson real quickly in restaurants. Not to judge a book by its cover. I was very humbled one day while hosting in the restaurant, and some people came in and they looked to me like they couldn't possibly have money to pay for a meal in the restaurant, and I was about to tell them we couldn't seat them. And my manager pulled me aside, mostly because I was worried that I would be in trouble for seating them. I wasn't afraid of them, or they weren't doing anything overtly wrong. But the appearance was, probably houseless. And they said, the manager pulled me aside and was like, you know what? You just never know. And while I completely understand this is probably out of a place of trying to do what you think you would want us, we would want you to do, I'm going to ask you to seat them, and we're going to make the assumption that they are here to have a meal that they can pay for. We never want to treat anyone. I was like, wow, you're very right. Because who knows, maybe they do live on the street, but they got enough money to pay for a nice meal, and that's what they felt like they wanted to do with it. And they should have a nice meal when they can. Yeah, it was I was young, and I would think I was just afraid that I was going to get in trouble if I sat them. It wasn't like me trying to like be mean to them or anything like that at all. I mean, gosh, at that time in my life, the previous restaurant job I had, I used to take leftovers from, like, we had soups that we wouldn't be able to sell the next day because I don't know why they would just go ahead and put the pasta in them, but that's a completely different topic. So we had to toss it, right? It was chicken noodle. And I would pack it up and take it to people who were sitting on the street because I wanted them to have a hot meal. But I think I was afraid that if I told them they could sit down, I'd be in trouble for seating them. You've been not seated in empty restaurants because you dress trashy. Sorry, no room. Right. And so they made me they made me consider how I was making a quick snap judgment about someone based on their appearance. And it wasn't really fair to them. They were like, look, turns out they don't have money, then we deal with that. We cross that bridge when we get to it. But you never really know exactly what someone's story is. So that was a learning moment for sure for me. And then at a future job, I was the only one who would wait on, because they ended up being really nice and tipping well and everything was fine. At a future restaurant, I was the only one who would put up with a woman named Rita, who would come dragging a big rolling suitcase around with her everywhere she went. And again, everyone else would assume she was houseless and penniless, and they'd be worried she was going to be a problem. And she would be kind of excessive, asking me for a bunch of different, tastes of beer, because, that's a big thing with places that have microbrews. Can I have a taste of your IPA and your stout? I can't decide which one I want, and I've never had, these beers. I want to try them. And she'd come in and she'd pull that and then wouldn't order a drink. But she would usually order food, but then she'd be sitting there, and she'd be counting out her money in like coin for her happy hour food. And I'd be like, Rita, I'm supposed to make you order a drink. Do you know that? And she'd be like, You don't have to treat me like a child. I had a kick out of Rita. I was like, dude, Rita, you're okay. It's fine. I don't care. I was working at some dumb sports bar. Like, what do I care? Have your 275 quesadilla. Like, is that gonna cheer you up today? I'm not gonna be like, nope, you have to order a drink. So she knew she could kind of get away with some stuff with me. But again, that one experience from before kind of taught me, like, you know, a little bit of a lesson about not being too gatekeepy. You know, it's hard because when you work in an establishment, it is partly your job to make sure, like, if somebody's causing problems for all the other customers and stuff, that's totally different, you know? And there's ways to go about even dealing with something like that and still treat the person, you know, with some dignity. So I liked Rita. Everybody else was like, Rita. I'm like, you guys don't know, you don't recognize, you know. I'm like, you know what I always thought interacting with her is that she probably had some issues, and growing up nobody knew anything about how to properly address any of it. And so she was kicking, you know, she was still kicking around. She was probably in her 60s and she was still kicking around all over town, and I'd see her all over the place. And you know what? Like, I'd be like, dude, you made it through an era of child rearing and education where people had no idea what they were doing and did a lot of damage to a lot of folks, and you survived all of that. So like, I got mad respect for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made it through all that stuff. Like, dude, you're fine. Just have your quesadilla. Oh, you forgot what that beer that you asked me for, a taste of it, 2 days ago. Taps haven't changed. You forgot what it tasted like, huh? They all speak Spanish as a statement in and of itself. One coworker is Puerto Rican, one's from Ecuador. A cousin is Mexican. You live in a primarily Cuban, Dominican Republic, Ecuadorian neighborhood. To the news, and others would say they speak Spanish. Mexican cousins said they couldn't teach me Spanish because Cuban is very different from Mexican. Ecuadorian coworker had to ask Puerto Rican one to pause a moment because they speak so fast. It's like they're slurring words. Yes. I've seen people talk about how very different, different dialects of Spanish can be. And I've had people start talking in front of me and I'm like, was that Spanish? Like, I'm not fluent, but I can understand, most of it usually when I'm listening to people. I can't remember if it was Dominican Republic. It was like the pronunciation was different. The cadence was different. It was pretty crazy. It's a good attitude to seat everyone. That one person you don't seat is the one that was going to give you a $500 tip. And see, it's not even about the money. No, the thing that manager taught me was like, hey, even if we end up having to cover a bill, like, just treating our customers with kindness and giving them respect and the benefit of the doubt, so much variation in people, just finding the one who can mesh with it. Yeah. People don't realize Brazilian Portuguese is not the same language as, Portugal Portuguese. Yes, true. If you are hanging out over on Livespace, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I know sometimes people are just lurking away, whether it's here on Twitch, there on Livespace. Any of you that are hanging out and lurking, if you're relaxing before you head to bed, if you are crafting to try and wind down, if you just like having a little company and hanging out, we really appreciate that. And I just hope you guys know I like these streams and I can't do them every single night. Like I said, if I hadn't napped earlier, I would have gone to bed early tonight. because I was feeling quite tired after this afternoon. But I've actually often considered whether or not I might benefit from basically like kind of a split sleeping schedule. I used to not like taking naps because I don't nap short well. Yeah, well, there's that too. Absolutely. Now, again, for little mom and pop places, Venus, the hard part is they're on such a tight margin sometimes. Still, you know, you need to find a way to like, you know, be able to absorb the occasional loss from someone walking out on their tab. And I'll tell you something. The vast majority of people who have walked out on their tabs when I've been serving them have been people who, by all appearances, absolutely should have had the funds to do so. So, split sleeping schedule has helped you so much. What do you do, Allie? I appreciate you too, Tashwin. Not tons of people every day, of course, but $8 once a week or two is not enough to be upset over it, right? Oh, really? As a dishwasher, yeah. 1 hour nap is a struggle. 1 hour, more than 1 hour nap is always a 4 to 6 hour nap, and a 6 hour nap is not a nap for a number of people. That's how much I sleep a lot of nights. Your naps last a minimum of 3 hours to 6 hours on the long side. You sleep a little at night and then a nap during the day. Yeah. See, I probably should be considering something kind of like that because, I mean, there are nights that I'm definitely tired and I'm like, nope, I'm in bed at like 9 p.m. And even if I don't fall asleep right away, I need to be horizontal so that I can just relax. You love naps, but you need all the beauty sleep you can get. Hubby and you went to a restaurant once, a nice Italian place. You had called ahead, and the folks who answered the phone said there was plenty of seats available at the restaurant. When you get there, and a full half of the place is empty. The other half is semi-occupied with a bunch of younger folks enjoying their meals. You ask for a seat and get told, we're sorry, but we cannot serve you, by a very youngish, maybe 20-year-old woman. You have no idea why you were refused. You wrote scathing reviews. That's odd. Did you, now I'm just curious, did you ask for a reason? Yeah. I had one place that tried to make me pay for a tab. An employer that tried to make me pay for a tab for someone who walked out, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. What do you mean? You have a bar that has an open garage door in the front of it, and I got smacked with, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of SantaCon. Yeah, it's actually illegal, Ian. It's actually illegal. I think I might have known that at the time and just said, yeah, you can't legally make me do that. So SantaCon, which is a yearly gathering of people who are like the most degenerate group of people you could imagine. No, not SantaCon. Yeah, RC. I survived a SantaCon coming into my bar. When people want to try to mess with me online, I'm like, no. See, here's the thing. This is true impact. I lived through SantaCon. You have a story. Oh my God. They were absolutely hell on wheels, and I made a bunch of money, but I still, in retrospect, it wasn't worth it. But I had some people who were in my bar before the SantaCon people showed up, and they just walked out. And I kind of can't blame them, but it was like a $45 tab, but I was like, I'm not paying that. You guys understaffed for this whole thing. I got completely like just just my whole bar was just ripped apart downstairs because they were all supposed to be on our upstairs rooftop bar, but then they found out I had better liquor and beer downstairs. Yeah, it's a bunch of people dressed as Santa doing a huge pub crawl, and they really get lit. It's a thing that's organized, I believe, by the Cacophony Society. You're having a deja vu moment. Oh, that happens to me. Psh, I bet you never spent a month in jail. Oh my god. Really get lit is understand. Oh yeah, no. We were their second or third stop, RC, and none of those people should have been served legally by anyone. Santa crawl. No, this is it's like a quote unquote official event, and it is Narnar. Thank you, Conan, for the 12 months of Tier 1 for Impact. I do appreciate you, Conan. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying your sub from Conan Impact. It was terrible. It was terrible, Ian. Yeah, I think it's so when I lived in LA when I was in college, I went to a couple of parties thrown by the Cacophony Society, and they were like something out of, Inland Empire or Mulholland Drive or like maybe Eyes Wide Shut. I don't know. It was really weird. And that's coming from a person who is self-identifying as pretty weird. So, yeah. That was definitely some of the upper limits of weird. Mhm. Cuz they go on in most major cities, yeah. So like this is like some kind of thing. The only problem I have with it, right? Okay, especially now that I'm a parent, although I thought of this myself back then, is like they don't start at night when families are usually there. This was happening during daylight. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. So yeah, it was a thing that happened during my shift. And like I said, the plan was for them all to be upstairs on our rooftop bar, which is actually a terrible idea because when people are that inebriated, they don't always think twice about doing things like chucking objects over the side of a 3-story, 4-story building onto the sidewalk below. So it's probably a good thing that they weren't up there or somehow accidentally falling over the side, So probably for their own and other, like the safety of passersby, it was for the best. But we were staffed appropriately for them on our upstairs bar, not downstairs where I was. And so there were some of them up there, but like I said, the majority of them decided to stay downstairs. And I'm yelling, I'm like, I cannot handle this group of people by myself. And they're like, well, we can't leave the upstairs bar. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I guess I don't have a choice. I could have just walked out, honestly. I'm pretty sure I might have considered it. It was bad. It took the rest of my shift that day. Like I said, we were one of the earlier stops. It took the rest of my shift to clean up. And the people who own the place, again, I'm not, trying to defend them by saying this, but little bars like that are, so tight on money sometimes that like, they're like, we cannot, like, unless somebody's really like, there were some people we totally told them we couldn't serve them. Like, I remember there were people like dressed in Santa costumes in the hallway trying to like help each other up. Like falling all over each other in the hallway of this place that the bar was in. It was a mess. And I was like, yeah, none of those people out there that can't figure out how to get inside, even though there's an open garage door in front of. Yeah, those people we're not serving them. I'm not serving them. I won't lose my license because of that person. Because of the state of Oregon, you have to have an Oregon Liquor Control Commission license, a permit in order to serve alcohol to customers. and you have to go through like a 6-hour certification course, which they do all online now. But when I first started having to take them, it was in person. So you just show up to a place and sit in a class with a bunch of other people and have someone basically sit there and tell you all the ways you could tell somebody was drunk for like 6 hours. Hallway parkour. Oh, I mean, it was ridiculous. And then, again, you got the people who are trying to sneak drinks to the people who've been cut off. And it was just the behavior was extremely unacceptable. And I was like, please don't ever do this again. But like one night, something similar happened there where I was closing down the bar and I'm almost done closing. And someone walks in and they're like, hey, are you guys still serving? And I was like, yeah, for like the next like 15 minutes. Why? And he was like, oh, well, the University of Portland graduation is getting out right next door at the World Trade Center. And I'm like, yes, we have a World Trade Center in Portland, but and they had an event space in there. So University of Portland graduation happened to be that night and we didn't know somehow. And I'm like literally this close to closing my bar and walking out. And I look at the owner and the owner looks at me with puppy dog eyes. She's like, we have to stay open. I was like, Jess, I'm this close. Jess, please, my God, no. This is going to be 3 or 4 more hours. She's like, I will drive you home. She's like, I will help you. I'll drive you home. I won't take any of the tips. I was like, Jess, it's going to be so many people and a bunch of them are going to be underage. It's going to be a nightmare. She's like, I know, but it's so much money. I was like, and she was the owner I got along with the best. So I did it. I mean, we weren't technically closed yet and they all started coming in before actual closing. So it was nuts. I think up to that point, that was the night I made the most money in a single night I'd ever made. And, to her credit, not only did she not ask for any of the money, she helped me with all the cleanup. Cold pizza is the best. It was pretty good. We're on the cusp now, Naughty Gnome, of having to make a second frozen pizza to feed everybody, but not really. Like, I can just have 2 pieces and there's generally enough for everyone. But one night I came back into the kitchen after pulling the frozen pizza out of the oven and the kids had divvied it up and not left me any. I actually made them. I was like, one of you has to fork over a slice. Like, I'm not going to not have any. What did you do? And they're like, well, Henry didn't cut it the way you cut it. So the pieces were bigger and there were less of them. You go to that's a mood. I know. Well, we're getting that teenager thing now, where it's like there's never enough food. You go to the same Chipotle every week and have been going for 11 years. One time, SantaCon. You watch one semi-sober person drag someone passed out through the snowback someplace. You saw a couple of Santas at Chipotle. They poured their bowls onto the table, ate the contents off of said table, including licking it off the table. Everyone, oh my God, they smeared sour cream all over the tables and more. They walked out, leaving handprints on the door and similar. Everyone was so annoyed with them that once they left, the rest of the guests there literally stopped eating and cleaned the restaurant for the staff without being asked, simply because they were so annoyed and angry with SantaCon folks. Well, that's nice. Oh my God. I mean, I was really trying to sell them all food, right? Because like they teach you in the class, the food does not, it's not like it absorbs the alcohol, right? That's a myth that eating will like make you less drunk. The reason you suggest food to people. If there's no food in your stomach when you drink alcohol, the alcohol will go to your bloodstream faster, yes. But once it's in your system, right, it's there, and you're just going to have to process it. So you will get drunk faster if you're drinking on an empty stomach. It does buffer it. But you want to feed, if they're already drunk, you want to feed them because it slows down the absorption maybe, but you still get all of it. But the real point is they're doing something other than drinking. They're eating, so they're not drinking as fast. Thank you, Miro. Ads in approximately 3 minutes. SantaCon is bad. If you think drunk frat rave, but twice as bad. And like, yeah, just again, like I said, the idea that somebody could be out with their littles and have their littles witness something like that if Christmas is a thing in their house, to me, it just seems kind of, it's like, hey, man, I'm all for like freedom of expression. I'm all for people like having a good time as long as no one's getting hurt and stuff. But that could be like really traumatizing for a little one. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. How much were do you have these? Hold on, Pix. Do you have these slides? If not, I can probably point you in the direction of where you could, and we would want to make sure that there's not an updated version. I don't know if these have been updated or not. They might be updated with different color palette. Hold on, let me find it. So these are slides 5 and 6. Here's slide 1. And you can put these into your streaming software picks as like, a slideshow and have them timed to automatically go through or whatever, right? Like I have mine here, properties. I should make this longer because whenever I do it and I let them go on auto, I should do 15,000 and maybe make the transition speed a little bit faster. Okay. Play media. It might have been 1,500 at one point. Oh, it's not moving. Interesting. Oh, there it goes. It is moving. So then it has this that talks about the handhelds. Now, obviously, this is winter brand, winter themed assets. So they probably have spring version now. Let me see if I can just find it for you because I'm going to need to update that too. Like, I just have a whole scene for it. And you could also put this on the screen, with your face cam and everything. I just like to give it extra real estate. Let me see here. So yeah, this is cool. I like these. But this is obviously the holiday version for 12 days. I think actually also, I just decided it is maybe time for us to switch back over to our coffee stinger for our transitions. Where is scene transitions? Oh, right here. I like the snowflakes, but... Redtastic, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, friends. Hello, everybody. How's it going? You guys are coming in towards the tail end of our stream tonight. It's already 1 a.m, and I did catch a nap earlier today, but I do need to get up in the morning with my kids. But I'm happy to see you. Hi, Redtastic. Hide thy scissors. Twitches get stitches. Speaking of scissors, look at these bad boys. I can't wait to slash up some fabric with these. Thank you again, Pix. Pix grabbed those from my throne. What a sweetie head. A lot of you have been very generous with the stuff to help me, to enable me to keep trying to learn new crafts and hobbies and junk. You guys are awesome. Graphics inspiration. That's not what we want. We want, because that's just people sharing their, oh, and you put yours in there. Oh, it looks good. Yeah, Pix's 3-year Twitch stream anniversary, right, is March 1st, and he is celebrating. This isn't the same as the brand birthday and your birthday. That's later in the year, right? What were you up to, Redtastic? Thank you for reading. Welcome in, readers, if you've not been here before. I'm 9.5, and I'm called that because I'm missing half a finger on my right hand. A very bold restaurant coworker gave me this nickname many years ago. Thankfully for said coworker, I have an excellent sense of humor, and the nickname stuck, unlike the top half of my finger. Pix, I'm gonna send you a DM. Or do you want me to just point you in the direction of the channel in the Discord in the Starlight server? It's Toolkit under Resources. And then, so in there, let me see if I can share this link with you, because it's public knowledge. Yeah, copy. You should be able to find a ton of stuff under streaming resources, which says like Starlight Assets. We're talking about, I'm a Starlight ambassador. We do a lot of stuff for charity here. Our awesome friend Pix is part of Team Stream Stars. Starlight.org, the Stream for Starlight, resource guide, etc. Okay. It says S for S23, so some of this stuff might not be 100% updated for, in terms of like, you know, if it has info on it like that says 2023, but I think in the Starlight assets, stream and graphic assets, there is Spring Stream assets in there that shows like what the color palette is they use. If you keep clicking through these box, app.box.com folders, incentives and milestone graphics. No, we want, okay, so I'm going back because this isn't it. S for S assets. Where are the slides? I know I have found them in here before. Here we go, I bet. Donation and program breakdowns. Yeah, the only problem is I'm not sure if all of this has been fully updated. It looks like it has 10, 20, 40, 50, 200, 500, 1,000, 16, 5,000. Yeah, under S4S promotional assets. So the first thing you see is S4S campaign, right? You click on Starlight Assets, it takes you to a page that says S4S campaign assets. And then if you click promotional assets and then go into There's a ton of stuff in here. Donation and program breakdowns. They have August 30th, 2023. There's some stuff in here from July and August of 2023, and also the spring stream stuff, but that hasn't been updated since last year. So I would maybe poke someone in the Discord. The Starlight Discord. Because it may not have changed. The info that we're sharing, it looks like it's the same to me. Again, here's my scene I have set up for showing people, you know, what their donations can do, and also kind of our milestone amounts, right? So like we've got 10, 20, 40, 50, 200, 500, 1,000, 16, 5,000. I don't think any of these numbers have changed, like not to my knowledge. Let me look at the 10, 20, 40, 50, 200, 500, 1,000, 16, and 5,000. Yeah, they're all the same in this folder. I should look at whether or not I still have these downloaded. It's sources, info slides. Where am I pulling this stuff from? Okay. I was wondering what folder on my computer I had them stored in, because I might actually have the other ones already in there to change them over real easily. But you know, this is, if anybody's like, wow, she's really going overboard here helping someone with their stuff for their campaign, that's because I am an ambassador and I love what they do. I'm happy to do it. If any of you have ever thought about doing charity, Mario Day is a fun thing. It's not quite as big of an event for our team or for Starlight as 12 days in December. And you could just do a stream on Mario Day. You could do one that's around that weekend. Any amount of time that you could donate, that you could devote to fundraising for the organization, they will appreciate, and there is no such thing as a campaign total or a donation that's too small. You were finishing writing up the pattern for the hibiscus granny squares and then started a button bracelet. Nice. You woke a sleeping puppy. Uh-oh. You couldn't find the end screen thing to make a standard one. Uh-oh. That's okay. Oh, that's right, Naughty Gnome. Let's make it a milestone, Naughty Gnome. And if you have a particular amount you would like to,
I really like corn.
you want
about corn?
It's corn.
that to be set at, I'm at your mercy.
It has the juice.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Woo!
It's corn. I can tell you
All about it.
I mean, look at this thing.
When I tried to butter, everything changed.
Okay. Starlight. Oh. Why don't you like me? Okay. Okay. So I have the old ones that said that the hospital gown was $35. And it is not anymore. So delete. Yeeted and deleted. Yeah, I would definitely ask them if there are, if these graphics that are made available in here are what we should use, or if there will be new ones forthcoming. Is not a bad idea. I'm gonna do download. Yeah, okay. I don't need to log in or sign up or none of that. I'm good. And then I'm going to say I would like for you to put this in extract all, browse. It's good that I'm doing this now because I have not really like started enough of this stuff. If you want the folder, I can, the zip folder, I can send it to you, Pix, unless you're just going to wait to hear back from them. Images, charity campaigns, Starlight Foundation, info slides, select folder, extract. I can feel it. I can feel it extracting. Delete. Add directory. Yeah, okay. Look at this. Look it. Pretty sure these numbers are the same. Again, it doesn't hurt to check in with them. We have new spring-themed slides, chat. I will allow that. I will allow that. It's the exact same information, just with a different theme to it. But hey, spring stream, right? Like, let's make sure we're keeping it seasonally appropriate and all that. You're okay with using snowflakes in March. But a lot of places in Canada, there's probably still quite the possibility of snow. Let me see if I can send it to you in Discord pics real quick, okay? I don't want to forget. It's a zipped folder. If you let me know if that's a problem, if you can't download it, I'm happy to help you navigate back to the page where I found it. It is winter in Australia. And so, but in all the info they have in that box with all the files and stuff, there's also, again, like the palette was really helpful for me. Because, like, I like to try to match my stuff, like, in my goal bar and everything. And, you know, any graphics I make myself in Canva, it's helpful to have, like, hex codes, RGB or whatever. So that, like, backgrounds of alerts or, like, text and stuff like that, if I'm going to use, you know, colors, that they match the branding. And it's fun when it's seasonal. You know, we do a lot of stuff for Starlight throughout the year. And, yes, it's nice to be able to fall back on... you know, things that are already made in the past. But it is nice, too, to freshen things up at least just a little bit for, you know, from campaign to campaign. You'll use that stuff for your wheel spins, yeah. So once again, if anybody's interested in fundraising for Starlight Children's Foundation, please reach out to me, or DJ, who's in chat, is DJ and Black Apple Creative are our team coordinators for Team Stream Stars, and we would love to have you. Like I said, if all you can donate, if all you can devote to fundraising is a day, one stream, you know, several hours, it's so helpful. It not only might bring in donations, right? And you may be surprised at how many people are inspired to do so. You might think my community is too small. The lowest goal amount for a Tiltify campaign is $100. And so just like any amount of time that you donate to it is also spreading awareness of the organization and what they do, no donation amount is too small. Discord, Twitch, panel, and Tiltify setup. Now it's just the stream deck and setup stuff. You're a professional, Pix. You put the rest of us to shame. The only reason I have a crown, Pix, is because, you know, they had to, like, make a mold out of yours. Like, here, you can have a reproduction. Your tiara fell off. I'm stopped. We're gonna stop for the night, but I made it to the next set of increases. I'm right before the next set of increases. That was deep. For 12 days, you're hoping to be able to get more people to their goal in stream stars. Yes, that would be great. 9.5's knitted night streams. Yes, exactly. Yes, they are. Thank you. They are disabled. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm new here. Raid vid. I just saw that over on live space. Get out of here, Ian. How are you? Zico is Masked Up Alaskan. How are you, Zico? I hope you're good, friend. Or at least improving. I know there's been a lot going on for you. So yeah. What Starlight does is really cool. Again, I'm not going to keep going on because I need to get out of here and go to bed. But they bring video games VR. The comfy hospital gowns we were looking at on those slides earlier. They bring all that cool stuff, fun stuff, cheerful stuff to kids who are sick or injured in the hospital to try and bring them some joy in a situation that's otherwise pretty tough. So I really love working with them. We'll talk plenty about it. March 8th. Warning, Gen X feels at link. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, no. I'm not going to sign in or register to look at that, though. They want me to do what now? Now they want security verification. Yeah, I'm sorry. Chris, if you could screenshot it and post it in Discord, I'll gladly take a look. But can't wait to stitch again soon with you. Oh, Lotus, thank you. So, alive, tired but alive. Well, hey, I'm glad you're in here to say hello right now. I know it hasn't exactly been the easiest lately for you or your family. I've been thinking about you. I'm excited for Starlight. We're also doing a short fundraiser. I want to see if maybe we could fund a dream. If we don't make it that far, it's totally all right. For 1000 Dreams Fund from the 1st through the 3rd. And I just want you guys to know I have a really huge announcement, a really exciting opportunity. I can't talk about it yet. Killing me. It's absolutely killing me. It isn't cursed. It's the luck dragon. Oh, is it? It's the luck dragon from Neverending Story. A Falcor stuffy thing. Oh my goodness. Cute. Oh, would love to look at it, Chris. I don't like how their site like wants a bunch of personal info from you just to be able to look at an item. It's weird. But it's okay. I'm not trying to pick on you for browsing on there or anything like that. You both love and hate the suspense that keeps building around this topic. When is the announcement? I'm not allowed to talk about it until March 1st. I'm sorry. I am allowed to discuss it with moderators. After the call I had today, I am allowed to discuss it with moderators. So, please check mod chat in Discord. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm super excited though. I really am. Just know that I wouldn't be in this situation to have this awesome, exciting announcement if it weren't for all of you and your support. So thank you for that. I am so blessed. I'm so incredibly blessed. Okay. I see your message, Naughty Gnome. Thank you. You guys also, I just want you to know, I set up some alerts for 1000 Dreams Fund donos. You don't have to wait. We have a campaign open, but I won't be doing any kind of like redemptions or anything like that until the 1st. Okay? So they are separate. They're separate. I'm telling you about 1DF. So like thumbs up, 1DF. We're fundraising for them. Campaign is open, accepting donations. Then we do Starlight. I know they're close together. I know it's kind of a lot of, close together campaigns sometimes for us. But then we have months where, like literal months, multiple months where we're not doing it. And I've been thinking lately about how to, effectively manage that. Like, for example, I'm not sure if I'll be participating again. I would hope they would have me for Stand Up to Cancer. Does that mean maybe we don't do Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, which would be hard? I am an ambassador. I feel like there's a little bit of not an obligation, obviously, like, especially if you have a life event, they understand completely. But maybe if Stand Up to Cancer, I think, was earlier in the month, only doing like the last week of the month for Starlight. I don't know. We'll have to think about it, because there's also creative season that starts literally the next month. And then, we've got 12 days in creative season overlapping. And I get a lot of emails from organizations asking me to fundraise for them. And I'm sure that they're all great. It really is interesting, though, because they don't ever seem to ask me when I'm not already doing something. It always seems to coincide with other stuff, whether it's a charity campaign or just other things we have scheduled. Like, and it's always, oh, you have like a week. There's like a week before this thing would be happening. I'm not going to name any names, but I have actually started responding and telling them I'm going to have to decline because you're not giving me enough time. I can't properly prepare for that in less than a week. So, it isn't working. What? Well, thank you for testing it. Hold on. I'll figure it out. What did you do, Ian? What did you do? We can't get another raid right now, so I do appreciate the heck out of you, though. Aw. Please, guys, give Redtastic a follow. So much fun. Awesome friend of the stream. Lots of crafty goodness over there. $10. Thank you, Ian. Here, let me look at the overlays. Edit. Oh, I think I started doing all this and I got distracted. And we're just going to go ahead and get some of this stuff out of here. Alert box. Because when we don't have like a gold bar on the screen and stuff, I don't want to forget to do this. I know this might seem silly to be doing this right now, but if I don't, I'll forget, and then I'll feel terrible. Test donation, $1. Okay, background. Like a little bit more red than that. I'll have to go look what the actual colors are. I think It should be working now. Thank you, Ian, for the $10 for 1,000 Dreams Fund. Thank you for being first. I really appreciate you. Take a look at it. 81. You know what you just did? Besides, help us get started with our donations to 1,000 Dreams Fund. 81,000. $81,004.16 on Tiltify. The Night Picks. Thank you, friend. Thank you for supporting Starlight. Thanks for being a friend. Thank you for holding a sword in here. We really appreciate you. Yeah, I need to get to bed too. Ella's in here. Hi, Ella. Happy Time Zones was lurking on the TV while doing some chores around the apartment. Hey, I'm happy to be your background noise. Happy to be your background noise. On that note, I am trying to remember to say this at the end of every stream to let you guys know we are 50 subscribers away from 500 on YouTube. We also have had just a massive uptick in watch hours. Thank you to those of you who are putting the stream on in the background and watching the videos and liking and commenting. I really appreciate it. I haven't looked at the exact numbers today. 450 subscribers, 878 public watch hours on the page where they give you the button to apply for partner, right? If I go into my analytics, however, because some of this, it takes a while for them to like kind of basically verify it. And I ask it to show me my stats from the last 365 days. It actually says that we have 1.2 thousand watch hours in the last 365 days. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Coop Troop. Thank you guys for supporting me here on Twitch and off platform. Really what I want to be able to do with these other platforms, including Livespace, and if you're on Livespace watching, thank you so much for hanging out with us on Livespace, is I just want people to get involved in our community. And if they come and they hang out with us over on Twitch in addition to YouTube or to Livespace, that's great. I really love the idea of us continuing to, you know, expand and to, especially to help people feel confident, trying new things, trying new crafts. And also, did I fix the overlay? No. Uh-oh. I didn't think anybody else was going to do anything yet. Copy overlay URL. You guys, you're like, streamer. Hey, streamer. Hey, streamer. Good night, Tashwin. Sleep well. Hey, streamer. Hey. Naughty Gnome, thank you for your $16.69 donation. Thank you, friend. I really appreciate you. Thank you. You too. No, I see. Ian did 10, then Naughty did 10, and then Ian did 669. You guys are crazy. I appreciate you. Here. Give me a second. I hope I did the math right. Did it show up? I wasn't looking and I didn't hear a sound. Okay, so I need to put a sound in there, I guess. Oh my goodness. No sound. Okay, do we want... coins? That's loud. Fanfare. What happens with fanfare 12? That is really hecking loud. That's also still so loud. I turned it way down. So loud. Why so loud? Kids cheering, level up. Even turned down the PC, the whole system volume, and it's still loud. Ooh, I like that one. Let's use that one. Save changes. So now I wonder if I refresh this page, is it going to be as loud still? Yeah, it's still so loud. All right. I've turned it way down. Interesting. So this is Tiltify's overlays, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. And it can include the gold bar above, etc. Look at the total. Wait, how come I didn't see an alert for that? You guys are insane. You're nuts. You're nuts. $42. Goodness gracious. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for another 10. Testing, 1, 2, 3. 358 Kappa. Here, I wonder if I need to Studio, Tiltify, Sources, and refresh that overlay. Possibly. Could be why I didn't make a sound. Only sound for the last one. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for helping me test it for science and for the dreams. Let's see what's going on in Makers and Crafting. See, that was really quiet, wasn't it? Why is it so loud in the browser when you're looking at the, like, thing? Goodness gracious, Tiltify. Get it together. It was there. I heard it. Naughty Gnome, thank you for bringing our total to $69. Let me see. Okay, so now I know I can turn up this slider just a little bit. It's when you send a test by changing the sound, it's like really loud. So now I have it on like, I'm going to say like 40% volume. And I need to save changes. And then I need to go. Here and make sure I refresh it before I'll forget. You guys, if I don't do this now, I will forget. This is how I end up until, 2:30 in the morning. Better do it now or I'm going to forget. I better do that now too or I'm going to forget. Okay. Hopefully it will be working properly now. Thank you. Guys are too sweet. This is why sometimes often I'm the first person to donate because I usually send a small donation through at the very beginning just to test an actual donation. If you have the funds to do that, $1 is the minimum donation. Make sure you're signed into a Tiltify account when you donate so you can you going Nene also Arid. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. All right, crochet, cross stitch, Lego. Do you want to vote? Should we vote? We're into the time of the night where many of these streams are folks that don't necessarily speak English. Not that I'm against that or anything.
La canción de mi gente va así.
Never mind. I am sorry, but I do have a raid target because we don't have the opportunity to raid this friend very often. They've raided us a bunch of times, and they are doing cross stitch. Let's read Seabus Rockstar. Oh, I'm so excited. We can check out the progress on the Mario cross stitch, okay? Please come with me on the raid. Please come with me on the raid. If you're heading to bed, that's cool. Put that raid call in the chat and say, hey, time for night-night for me. If you can leave a lurk, that'd be awesome. This is a fellow Starlight ambassador. We were talking a lot about Starlight tonight and our Mario Day campaign spring stream for Starlight that's coming up in March. So please come and help me support another friend who does great things for the kiddos, devotes their time and energy to Starlight Children's Foundation, and also just recently took back up cross-stitching over the last couple of months. So come and check out Seabus Rockstar's progress. Say hi. Hit the follow button. He's going to be shook. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. He's been very supportive here, and it's important to me when I have the chance to be able to reciprocate that for people. So bye-bye Twitch and Livespace. Livespace, if you'd like to come and hang out over at Seabus Rockstar's stream, rating isn't a thing over there yet. But I do appreciate all of you and your time. Thank you for everything. Please do something nice for yourselves between now and the next time I see you. Self-care is important, and you are worth it. That goes quintuple for mods. I love you guys. I'll see you over there. Bye.